Board members, I'd like to call this meeting of the Pender County Board of Education to order. We have determined there's a quorum. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Mr. Chair, I make the motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please state your name and your vote.
Don, aye.
Ms. Fontana, aye.
Beth Burns, aye.
Ken Smith, aye.
Agenda is approved. The next item on the agenda is approval of the superintendent contract. Board members, there is a motion to approve the contract as presented.
Mr. Chair, this is Ken Smith. I make a motion to approve the contract as presented for our next superintendent.
Mr. Smith has made the motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Ms. Fontana is second.
Board members, very quickly, let's make sure we identify who the next superintendent is.
The next superintendent for Pender County Schools is Dr. Brad Breedlove.
Thank
All
you.
those in favor, Ms. Burns,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Hall,
Yes.
Ms. Fontana,
Absolutely, yes.
unanimous. Board members, we like to introduce Dr. Brad Breedlove and his wife, Miriam, and daughter, Jalen. Dr. Breedlove. Dr. Breedlove, would you like to, you got any words you would like to share? Or?
I do, yes, sir.
Dr. Breedlove is coming to us from Union County, where he has been for the past 24 years. He's coming from a large district of 53 schools, 43,000 students, and 5,000 staff. So I think he'd be good here. It's all yours.
Well, first of all, thank you for that introduction, and thank you all very much. I am very thrilled to be here with my family on this day. I'll first introduce my wife, Miriam, and my daughter, Jalen. Jalen is a senior at Providence High School. As an educator, certainly there aren't many days that I pull my child out. Attendance is very important for us and in our family, but this is a special day, and certainly want to recognize that. My son is not here. I do have a son. His name is Peyton, and he unfortunately couldn't be here today. He is a junior at Ohio State. Let me back up. He's a junior at the Ohio State. He won't talk to me for a week if I don't say it right. And there he's studying environmental engineering. Throughout my life and career, I would not be standing before you without a lot of support from my wife and my family throughout my 24 years in education. I would also like to thank the Pender County School Board. Start with Mr. George, Miss Burns, Ms. Fontana, Mr. Hall, Mr. Smith. Thank you all very much for making this process, for me, an exceptionally good process all along, from the first time I've met you till now. It's been fantastic for me and a great experience. So thank you for this opportunity. While I have not met Dr. Hill, I know that the success of the district, and I would like to publicly recognize him for his leadership. I know that he was a superintendent during a major hurricane and superintendent throughout the pandemic, and that is no small feat at all. Lastly, I also want to recognize, I would also like to recognize and thank Dr. Mike Bracey, who is here as the interim, and I look forward to working with Dr. Bracey throughout the transition. Many people have asked me why I want to be a superintendent. While there are many personal and professional reasons, what makes it most meaningful to me is for me to be able to pay it forward. What I mean by that is throughout my life, I've had great leaders that have guided me, whether it was my parents, grandparents, my teachers and coaches in my personal life, or it's the mentoring teachers, the principals, and the superintendents that I've worked for in my professional life. All of these individuals had multiple things in common because they encouraged me, they supported me, and they put me in positions to succeed. As a superintendent, I want to expand opportunities for others. Through leadership and mentoring of staff, and most importantly, the reasons that most of us get into the education profession is to guide, to encourage, and to create more opportunities for every student in the district. I am honored and humbled to have been chosen as the superintendent of Pender County Schools. I have told you a little bit about my family, a little bit about why I wanted to be a superintendent, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself that you might not find in my bio. I'm the youngest of 5 boys, and so yes, that's 5 boys. You can imagine the household that I grew up in the 60s, late 60s, 70s, and early 80s, and we were a force to be reckoned with. But fortunately, I had 2 very strong parents that guided us. My father was a firefighter for 20 years, retired from the Indianapolis Fire Department. His schedule was 24 hours on and 48 hours off. During his 48 hours off, he was in construction. He hung and finished drywall his whole life, or at least my whole life. And my mother, she also worked. She had various administrative and secretarial jobs over the years throughout my childhood. Nobody in my immediate family ever went to college and graduated. But my grandfather, my father, and my oldest brother all were in the United States Navy. I saw firsthand the sacrifices that family members make when they have military soldiers who are overseas. I know that Pender County is a military-friendly school district, and that is extremely honorable and something that I am certainly want to keep going as a superintendent in the school system. As a high school student, my parents, coaches, and teachers pushed me to always give my best effort and encouraged me to explore all opportunities. I listened to them, and by my senior year, I was very fortunate that I had an opportunity to attend Duke University and play football. For me, college opened a door to a career in education, and for that, I am extremely grateful. As a lifelong educator, I believe that all students deserve the right to choose a path that is right for them, whether it's college, the military, or a vocational skilled job or a trade. They all can be successful, and they should be encouraged to do so. Throughout my career as an educator, I have worked to provide students with many opportunities to choose pathways that work best for them, and I've encouraged them and supported them to accomplish their goals. As a superintendent, I will work to continue this with all students within Pender County Schools. In closing, I want to say that I'm very honored and excited to serve the families and community of Pender County. As I have researched the county over the last several months, I know the successes of Pender County Schools. And it's a testament to the teamwork between teachers, staff, administration, and the various community partners that you have. I am very honored to work in this amazing school district with this amazing team of educators. Pender County Schools has a track record of success in preparing students for life beyond graduation. And to be a part of that is a true honor for me. Once again, thank you to the Board of Education for giving me this opportunity, and I'm very excited to start my work as your superintendent. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Breedlove. Is there any comments from board members?
I'd just like to make a couple of comments. I have told many people, and I do feel very strongly that in my 4 years being on the board, I feel that this was the most important task I have had up until this point. I took it very seriously. Many of you sitting in here know me career-wise, but a lot of you also know me personally. And you know how I feel about children, and you know how I feel about going forward and continuing to carry on what Dr. Hill had started and had done such a great job with. The Duke part does bother me. He already knows this, but you know, it is what it is. He could go down 15-501 a little bit more and gone to Chapel Hill, but it's okay. It was his choice, whatever. But I will say that we hit him hard. I will say the questions were not easy. There were tasks that he had to perform for us and to do for us to show us a little bit more of who he is as an instructional leader. And I will say, sitting here in this seat right now, that Pender County is blessed, and Pender County is going to do well under his leadership. And Dr. Breedlove, you're getting an amazing group of people. I mean that, all the way through. Bus drivers, cafeteria, teachers, instructional assistants, principals, central office staff, payroll, finance, everybody. You have got a great group, and I know that they will welcome you and all of you with open arms. So thank you. We're excited you're here.
Any other board members? Well, welcome aboard. Behind you is the majority of your principals and support staff from here in Burgaw and some outlying areas. So we're going to adjourn, and then there's mingle time. We have to be in Hampstead at 4. We're going to introduce him to the county commissioners today. So everybody wish him luck. There's refreshments outside, so take a few minutes and meet the new superintendent. Board members, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion that we adjourn.
Mr. Hall has made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Fontana has made the second. All those in favor, Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?